Hello and welcome to the Shen Yun podcast. You're listening to episode number 3 of Beyond the Notes, the series where we explore the music of Shen Yun Performing Arts, the world's premier classical Chinese dance and music company. I'm your host, Li Shai Lemish. Today we take a trip to the boundless grasslands, home to the Mongolians. We travel north of the Great Wall, under the deep blue sky and across the wide open prairie. A dry breeze rustles a million blades of grass, and a golden eagle calls out from a distance. Suddenly, we hear the rumble of galloping horses. Riders materialize on the horizon, and as we draw near, we see their campground. From inside one of their tents emerges a young lady. Dressed in warm furs, she's carrying a bowl of steaming milk tea. On top of her head, she offers you the bowl and you take a hearty drink. This is Mongolian hospitality. Mongolian Bowls is a Shen Yun classic. It richly evokes the vast Mongolian steppes and the bold nomadic culture that thrives there. The Mongolian plateau is like a never-ending grassland. It's breathtakingly beautiful, but can also be harsh. There's not enough rain for trees or crops, and no shelter for wildlife. Dry summers mean constant danger of wildfire, while winter nights can drop dozens of degrees below freezing. It's a merciless environment, and one that Mongolians have lived in for thousands of years. So how do they pull it off? Perhaps an answer can be found from the animal at the heart of their culture, the snub-nosed Stocky Mongol horse. These animals have lived with Mongolians for millennia. Constantly on the move, Mongolians are used to living off the bounty of their herds: dairy in the summer, meat in the winter, leather from cattle, wool from sheep. It's not much, but often it's all they have. The Mongolians had to learn to stick together to survive. Perhaps that's why, even today, a visitor to a Mongolian round tent, which is known as a yurt or gur, experiences legendary hospitality, no questions asked. Guests are first treated to a bowl of tea mixed with mare's milk and salt. It is an acquired taste. In this opening of Mongolian Bowls, strings set the backdrop of a hushed prairie as woodwinds imitate the golden eagle's call. Mongolians famously have a traditional style of singing called long song, involving drawn-out syllables painting the wide-open vista. Long song performance is often described as xiaosa in Chinese, bold, passionate, and unfettered. Here the cello and Chinese erhu conjure the singer and his accompanying horse-head fiddle. No, it's not made of a horse's head, it's just shaped like one. The singer weaves a love story between humans, nature, and, more often than not, the horse. The bowl dance now begins. Women emerge from their yurts and spread their arms with vigorous, elegant gestures. They step and spin in traditional Mongolian dress with a bowl of milk tea perched on the crown of their heads. A sense of mystery underpins the performance, and a soft tambourine voices the wind as it sweeps over the plateau. A unique feature of Mongolian dance is its sharp and abrupt shoulder movements. Think of shaking or jerking your shoulders forward and back, but faster and faster. The arms also gesture in swift, sudden movements. We hear this with staccato rhythms in a Chinese instruments and cheerful woodblocks. Now galloping appears in the strings and woodblocks, and trumpets announce the horseback competition. On the steppes, the Mongolian horse is the engine of life. Archery, jousting, and acrobatics on horseback are just a few of the skills every Mongolian is expected to learn. It's a flashy show, much like the fireworks in this next trumpet solo. The Mongolian grasslands are cold, inhospitable, unforgiving. But that's exactly why Mongolians are so famous for their resilience and love of life. In a world where it might take days to see another family, every smile is precious. Their traditions remind us that sometimes you have to live with nature instead of conquering it, and that, in a harsh environment, there's nothing like a good, steaming bowl of milk tea. This is Li Shai. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next time in another episode of Beyond the Notes. To learn more about Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra, please visit our website. The Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra CD is available on iTunes and the Shen Yun shop. Shen Yun Symphony Orchestra's international concert tour includes Carnegie Hall in New York, Boston Symphony Hall, as well as Chicago, Washington, Toronto, and cities in Asia every year. To learn more, visit shenyun.com.